My name is Brittney Price. I am an artist, a muralist, and a storyteller. I'm from Palm Springs, California. Hey, represent the Springs. Palm Springs was a great place to grow up because there's absolutely nothing to do there. It's a retirement community, so everything shuts down at like 7. So you get really good with people skills and entertaining yourself. For me, one of my things was painting and also character development. Character development. And then also, just talking to people. I feel like I've been painting my whole life as like a hobby. And I feel like it's always been there for me when I needed to like just zone out or whatever. But I didn't start painting professionally until about 2 years ago. So painting has always been one of those secret things for me that I always kept to myself. So it's always been there for me, but I've never had the courage really to have it be outside of me, if that makes any sense. Okay. I always had instances where I was like, oh, that's really cool that that person, like I'd see other artists and like, that's really cool that they put themselves out there and they can, just create masterpieces and work on just one solo project and then present it. And I never thought that I could actually do that, or I had the courage to do that. And I don't know if you guys can notice, but I have a really high-pitched voice. And so I've always been like super self-conscious of that. And I feel like painting's kind of become my voice. So in that, I kind of had to find the courage to be able to be out there. But really what started it was my 21-year-old brother got his first apartment and he wanted something like new and different and his apartment to make him be like, the cool person on his apartment block or whatever for whenever he was entertaining. And it was around Christmas time and I'm kind of cheap. So I was like, hey, I'll paint you a mural. And so I painted a like huge more than life-size Bluto on his wall. And from there, it just kind of took off. I was like, I'm gonna do a mural a month. And I kind of just stuck with that. And people were asking, hey, can I have this on my wall? I was like, yeah, I'll do that for you. And went from friends to clients, and now I have murals all throughout LA.
Nice.
Yeah, oh, and in Las Vegas. I know, right? I know. So my process is figuring out what I'm feeling in the moment. If I don't like what I'm feeling in the moment, figuring out things to make me happy. It's like my coping mechanism. And then I just kind of meditate on that and get in that kind of groove. And before I start painting, I put my diffuser on, I put some good jams on, usually Tiny Desk, because it's so good, so good. My favorite one right now is Masego, has a really good Tiny Desk. Then I get my time lapse ready, and another thing is, it's really important what I actually paint, because I live with my paintings. Like I wake up with them, and I go to sleep with them, and they're literally looking at me, like my whole time I'm in my room. So it's just really important. The energy that they exude is something I want in my space. I don't know if that makes sense. Oh, yeah. So my time lapse. My time lapse, I will put this right here. It's my my easel that I don't really use as my easel because I created this canvas on the back of my wall. But this will be either up on my bed, it'll be in the corner, it'll be all over the place. And I have my iPad, and that's how, oh no, I'm recording on my iPhone right now. And that's how because the iPhone has better resolution than my iPad because it's newer. It's a 10. But my iPad's like I don't know what series it is. Anyways, so I'll have my phone up on here and then have that do what it does. And then I'll use my iPad as my reference for my reference photo. And a lot of research goes into it too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, do you have to do say more research when you're doing commission work?
Oh my gosh.
Research probably is.
It's the worst because it's like, and for me when I first started painting just commissions and just going solely on, okay, I'm going to be an artist, I'm going to be a working artist, I need to make rent. It was really frustrating because I realized that you can't just create when you want to create. You're not a robot. I'm not a robot. As much as I want to. And it's like working a 9 to 5, it's like, okay, so you know you have to do all this data, you have to do these spreadsheets, whatever. And then you have a completion. It doesn't take as much out of you as when you're creating. Totally have gone through the whole writer's block or the creativity block. And if I've realized if I don't do my research beforehand, it definitely affects the quality of the work, because I like to be soul-based in my business and whatever I do. So I'm painting a piece for an operatic event, and they asked me to paint Leontine Price, and she's an operatic singer. She's actually one of the first Black women to sing at the Met, which is like a huge honor. And I was like, I know nothing about this woman. And even though I'm just painting a portrait for her, I still wanted to know everything about this woman. And so before I could paint her, if that makes any sense. So I went through interviews and quotes and seeing how she was in her prime, seeing how she was in her, later years, and just seeing how she interacted. And then not only that, then seeing her talent. And it was just, yeah, that's part of the research of it. Yeah, so I might just only do one little tiny thing, but there's so much behind it. Favorite medium? Honestly, they all have their own private, pros and cons. I love doing murals, especially outdoor murals, because you're constantly on display. So you might be starting something at people walking through traffic, not walking, that sounds dangerous, walking on the sidewalk next to you, have the cars that are going by. And as your piece comes to fruition, then you have people interacting with you as you're creating, and that's really beautiful. I've had cars honking, you go girl, whatever, and it's there's nothing else better. It's like a live performance. But you're not able to, sometimes get in the zone. You don't have the comfort of your home. It's hot, it just wind, it might rain. All those elements, kind of make it a little sucky, but yeah, so there's that. And then painting digitally is kind of cool because there's this little thing called the undo button, which is awesome. And so for me,
Command Z.
Yes, it's so amazing. Command Z is a lifesaver. But what's cool about that is you are able to explore more because there's no fear in making mistakes or failure because it's just Command Z. And so, but also painting on canvas is awesome because it's so intimate and it takes so much time and it's so tedious, but it's just you and the canvas. And for me in a room, just going at it. That's it. Being glorious. But yeah, I like them all. And I really want to get into sculpture. I feel like 3D is my